Something's off with Ayesha Curry. And baby, the internet can feel it. Once the golden girl of wholesome wifedom and Christian kitchen vibes, Ayesha built a brand on being the perfect balance to her husband, NBA superstar Stephen Curry. But lately, her energy has been all sorts of crazy.
She got on that old Zempic and lost her damn mind. That's what the hell happened. I'm just playing. Y'all know she ain't on the shot. Allegedly.
From cryptic interviews about losing herself, regrets about not chasing her dreams, and odd sound bites about wanting attention from other men.
Wait a minute now. Did she really say that? She didn't say it. Did she say that?
Ayesha's been saying and doing things that make people wonder if sis is okay.
Marcel? Marcel?
Canadians goofy as hell, ain't they? I mean, no offense to the Canadian besties, but raise your hand if you know a Canadian bestie that's goofy as hell.
So what happens when the woman who spent years being Mrs. Curry starts to question who she is outside of him? What happens when a woman who seemingly has it all realizes that having everything means nothing when she's still unfulfilled inside? Today, we'll be diving deep into other people's business. But before we get started, our online concession stand at rrgsnacks.com has all of our favorite goodies back in stock, from Western barbecue bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, butter toffee peanuts, and gummy sour peach rings. To give you some better insight into this tomfoolery, we have to take you back to 2002, when Steph and Ayesha met at a Charlotte, North Carolina church. Steph was immediately interested, but Ayesha wasn't.
Bye, Ashy.
The Toronto native would travel back to Canada with her family and would always bring Steph back some of his favorite treats.
They didn't sell them treats in the U.S.? I mean, this story sounds a little bogus to me, I'm just saying.
Well, Auntie, the treats were only sold in Canada at the time. And Steph fell in love with them when he and his family briefly lived in Toronto during his dad's NBA career. After high school, Ayesha moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in modeling and acting.
Modeling? Girl, okay.
And Steph enrolled at Davidson College in North Carolina to play basketball. In 2008, after leading his team to the NCAA's Elite Eight, he got an opportunity to attend a basketball camp in Los Angeles. He knew Ayesha was out there pursuing her career, so he decided to look her up on Facebook to see if she wanted to hang out. And surprise, surprise, she turned him down. But she told him if he was ever in the city again, they could meet up.
Bye, Ashy. Again.
The following week, Steph was back in Los Angeles, this time for the ESPY Awards. For those of you who are unaware, like Ayesha was, the ESPYs recognize individual athletes and teams for their achievements. It's a huge deal in the sports world, and the fact that Steph was even invited was significant. Ayesha told People magazine she had no idea what the ESPYs were, and she wasn't interested in basketball. She also had a preconceived notion that all athletes were arrogant, so she really wasn't interested in dating one. She agreed to go out with him as friends. He tried to kiss her at the end of their outing, but she said, not so fast.
This Ashy Negro couldn't take a hint, huh? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Her dream of making it big didn't pan out, so she was forced to move back to North Carolina. Eventually, she and Steph started dating, and that's when Ayesha realized how famous he was in the sports world, especially when she heard news that he was expected to be one of the first picks in the NBA draft.
And let me guess, that's when she became interested in him, huh? Tell me I'm lying. Child.
Ayesha told People magazine that she said, "I love you" first. And that's when Steph gave her a taste of her own medicine by telling her, "I feel like I love you too, but I don't want to say it unless I'm sure because I just want to be sure that when I say it, I really mean it."
Attaboy, Steph. Make that heifer sweat. She ain't want you no way.
Ayesha said she got in her car and cried all the way back home. He finally said it a few months later. In 2009, he was drafted by the Golden State Warriors. A year later, he proposed. And then in 2011, 23-year-old Steph and 22-year-old Ayesha got married. Ayesha was still interested in pursuing her acting career, but she got pregnant within months of tying the knot. so she decided to put her career on hold. She told the Call Her Daddy podcast,
I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals.
Did she really say that? She said that out her own mouth. Some things you just don't say out loud. Keep it to yourself now. Oh, my goodness.
That confession alone peels back a layer of something rarely acknowledged in the glossy world of perfect wives and curated family photos. Ayesha's life pivoted overnight from individual ambition to domestic obligation. One minute she was a 22-year-old chasing Hollywood lights, and the next she was a wife, pregnant, relocated, and submerged in the shadow of a rising superstar. According to clinical psychologist Dr. Meg Jay, author of The Defining Decade, which we've linked in our description box, your 20s are the most critical years for self-development. It's when identity, purpose, and autonomy take shape. When those years are fast-forwarded into marriage and motherhood, the process of self-formation can stall. You don't stop existing, but you begin existing for others. When you commit to a life before fully committing to your own identity, you risk confusing devotion with purpose. Each year that passes, the boundary between who you are and who you had to be fades just a little more. And when the world celebrates your husband's highlights while overlooking your quiet sacrifices, you start to feel invisible in your own narrative. She said she hated when Steph became an NBA star. She added, "I didn't know that he was going to end up playing basketball. He said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. I thought I was going to be the girl out there getting it."
So you thought you was gonna be the star. But when you realized all the attention was on him and nobody gave a damn about you, you started to get all in your feelings. Oh, okay.
Their daughter Riley was born in 2012. Their second daughter Ryan was born in 2015. Their son Cannon was born in 2018. And their son Caius was welcomed into the world in 2024. Being married to one of the most popular players in the league wasn't easy for Ayesha. She admitted during an episode of Red Table Talk that all the women throwing themselves at Steph really bothered her.
There are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then, like, I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me? Like,
yeah, there's something wrong. And to figure out what it is, I suggest you stop talking to the media and start talking to a therapist. That's my recommendation.
She later tried to clear things up by telling Insider website that the show was edited to make her look crazy.
Girl, that's what you get for talking so damn much. Okay, ain't nobody tell you to go on no damn Red Table Talk and spill all your little business. Ain't nobody told you to do it.
If you think Ayesha was displaying a form of jealousy, you're partially right. But in psychological terms, she was dealing with something called identity diffusion, when a person adopts roles and responsibilities so early that their own sense of self becomes fragmented. But the craziest part about her confession isn't that she feels unseen. It's who she wants to be seen by. She has the life that so many women dream about: a loving husband, children, stability, and wealth. Yet somehow it isn't enough. Psychologists call this external locus of validation, a state where your self-worth depends on how others perceive you rather than how you see yourself. The craving is harmful because it becomes a bottomless pit. Once you start needing to be seen by everyone, you slowly lose sight of the one gaze that truly matters: your own. Knowing how she feels about herself, it's no surprise that in 2015, she took to Twitter to write, "Everyone's into barely wearing clothes these days, huh? Not my style. I like to keep the good stuff covered up for the one who matters." On the surface, it sounded like a confident declaration from a modest wife, but underneath, it revealed something far more complicated. It's likely that she was quietly wrestling with insecurity, comparing herself to women who seemed freer, bolder, and more desired. In other words, the tweet came across more like a defense mechanism and a way to convince herself that choosing modesty made her more special and valuable. Psychologists call this reaction formation, where someone expresses the opposite of what they truly feel to mask inner conflict. As a young married couple, they sought guidance from their parents. Ayesha told Hello Giggles that both set of parents advised them to always put each other before their kids. But maybe she should have skipped the Curry family counseling session. Dell and Sonia Curry divorced in November 2021 after 33 years of marriage. They each accused the other of cheating and both moved on with new partners who had previously been married to each other.
What in the TJ Holmes and Amy Robach is going on in the world?
Sometime around 2024, people started to notice Ayesha was skinnier than Steph's ankles during his rookie season.
Bestie, what the hell is wrong with you? You ain't got a lick of sense.
Sources reported she had lost 35 pounds, and suddenly the woman who bragged about being modest was showing her under-titty meat all over Instagram.
What the hell? Come get your wife. Girl, what is... I didn't know under titty meat had a name, but now I know. We know what it's called. It's under titty meat.
So was her modesty tweet she posted back in 2019 all cap? Was she really just insecure with her body at the time and jealous of the baddies who were comfortable wearing skimpy clothing?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
The same woman who was clutching her pearls about half-naked women is now out here showing more skin than a Sunday pot roast.
From saint to city girl.
It's like she spent years talking down on the baddies only to wake up one day and say, you know what? Maybe they were onto something.
Bestie, you a messy old heifer. Oh, you is messy. And I love it. Every bit of it.
Now sis got her shoulders out, her ribs showing, and the camera propped up like she's on America's Next Top midlife crisis.
Bestie, what the hell wrong with you? You acting like me now, girl. You need to stop it. Stop it. Okay, don't stop it. Don't stop it.
And don't get us wrong, she looks good. Although we hope this change in her appearance makes her happy, we can't ignore the fact that real change comes from within. It doesn't matter how many pounds she drops or how many skimpy Sheen outfits she puts on.
Heaven, now you know that woman ain't shopping at nobody's Sheen. Now cut it out now, girl. Sheen, whatever it is. You girl, you so messy. You so messy.
If she doesn't slow down and do the inner work, she'll spend her whole life chasing mirrors that lie to her. Validation is the cheapest kind of love, and yet it's the hardest addiction to break. No amount of likes and comments, no magazine cover, and no husband telling her she's perfect the way she is can fill the void that comes from not knowing your own worth. True love is quiet. It's not dressed up for Instagram. It doesn't beg to be seen. It's knowing that you're enough when no one's watching, that you're beautiful even when you're not being desired. Until she learns to pour into herself from that space, she'll always be thirsty for validation that evaporates the moment she logs out of her social media account.
Bless her heart.